Oh my goodness. And there it is. Wow, gets it to go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for the final pre-game show of the 2021 season. The PWBA Tour Championship is about 1 hour away. CBS Sports Network, the place to be. And we are getting ready for the show. You can see the competitors behind us here from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada, getting ready for the CBS Sports Network excitement. My name is Aaron Smith. Emil Williams Jr., who was with me throughout the course of the week, headed home to be with his children here for Halloween. So happy Halloween to Emil. Big thank you to him for all the tremendous work he did, not only this week, but throughout the season. So please say hello to Shanice, Trey, and Zoe for me, EWJ. Our pregame show. Once again, it's an hour before kickoff here. We have 5 finalists for the $50,000 top prize, the major championship, and of course, the player of the year yet to be determined. It will be determined on the show tonight. So that is why you want to tune in. You want to check it out. You want to experience that moment of the PWBA Tour on CBS Sports Network with Dave Ryan and Kelly Kulick. Now, I'm not riding this show alone though. So luckily, I got the best Jedi in Reno to help me out today. So let's welcome him in, the one, the only, Curtis Von Kruger.
Yes.
Hey, look at you.
Aaron Smith, this is the show you are looking for. Bowl TV. It's here. Bowling is here. I was on my way to Alderaan, and mysteriously, my flight got canceled. So I decided to stop by CBS Player with Shannon O'Keefe and Diana Zavjalova. That was a huge storyline across all the time. I promise that's going to be my only Star Wars joke of the day. But Aaron Smith, you couldn't ask for a better show. You couldn't ask for a better setup. You had intrigue everywhere. Every storyline, top to bottom, from Shannon O'Keefe to Brianna Cote, everybody in between. There's a great story. Obviously, Stephanie Zavala, of the year coming into this show. Over 330 years off the show. 330 years off the show. She makes a hard charge after the sport. Whoever wins that, you got Diana Zavjalova and Shannon O'Keefe. So Diana Zavjalova
Hey, Curtis. Before we get too far, I think we're having some audio issues on your end. So if we could take a quick look into that, you're very tough to hear, good sir. So your Jedi powers were
how about now?
Still a little low. But while we work on Curtis's audio, we do have the ability to go to the lanes here as the competitors are getting ready. Curtis, give us some audio checks while you try to get going.
Oh, how's that? Is that
All right, and as you can see, we've got Rob Gottschall laying down the. We got some audio checks going on set as well from the NBS. Once again, our top 5 for the stepladder finals here. Our top overall seed, Brianna Cote. The number 2 seed, Shannon Puhowski. Diana Zavjalova, the number 3 seed. Stephanie Zavala, the number 4 seed. And Shannon O'Keefe, number 5. So again, we'll have Curtis join us in just a little bit. We'll try to run through some interviews across the way as well with the players, kind of get their thoughts just right before the show kicks off. The storylines for this particular event, for what's coming up here in the next 55 minutes or so, is going to be absolutely phenomenal. We'll start with obviously the individual storylines for each player. Shannon O'Keefe won the first event of the year at the Bowlers Journal Classic. Has made quite a few shows, some close calls, but just the one win after her 5-win campaign in 2019. We're going to bring Curtis back in real quick, see if we got all set. Curtis, you're back.
I had my maintenance crew working on things. How are we sounding now?
Oh, you sound fantastic. The clearest Jedi in the land. All right, we got Curtis, we got audio. We are
555, live in a key.
going to be in business here, folks.
That's just the way of life. Calls out every now and then to get a free lunch.
So Shannon O'Keefe, the 5 seed, battled a couple injuries throughout the course of this season. Did say she felt like 100% coming into the Fall Classic Series. And of course, the big thing laying at the end of this week, not only the major championship, but the opportunity still to win Player of the Year for the 3rd consecutive season. We'll run down those scenarios for her in just a little bit as well. The number 4 seed, Stephanie Zavala. If you did not spend a minute on social media yesterday, did not check results, it was absolutely potentially the craziest round of match play in I'll say it, bowling history. Throw out a more improbable scenario to make a stepladder finals with only 8 games left to go of round robin match play. She was 338 pins out of the number in 20th place, and she started the block 286 out of the gates, turned it into 821 right off the bat. 821 her first 3-0, and all of a sudden, she jumped from 20th to 9th place, just like that, in 3 games. All of a sudden, you still look at the numbers and you're like, okay, she's still, 120 back, 140 back, whatever it may be. It's like 5 games, it's out there. And then she just kept striking, and she got closer and closer. And all of a sudden, after game 7, she moves into 5th place. However, in a dramatic finish to the position round, she had to bowl Daria Payuk, just 4 pins ahead of Daria. Stephanie showed up, needed a strike and 9 in the 10th frame to shut out Daria, get the win, and essentially lock her spot on the show. She throws all 3 in the 10th. The 2021 Rookie of the Year has stepped up in back-to-back majors in that position. At the U.S. Women's Open, she had to defeat Shannon O'Keefe in a win-and-you're-in situation to make the show. She ended up finishing 4th at the USWO. And now, once again, needing the first strike in the 10th for a chance, throws all 3, moves ahead of O'Keefe, and takes over the 4 seed. So it really was one of the most incredible displays of bowling. And now she gets to, I believe in the Bowlers Journal article, a lot of great stuff from Bowlers Journal this week as well. Was kind of working on house money for that final round. Just wanted to kind of, after the rough start, one of the things we haven't mentioned in all this is that she started the tournament with a 96. She had 5 consecutive opens, a strike, and then opened the rest of the way out. So she started off the tournament at minus 104 and all the way in last place, fought her way back, got up to 16th after day 1, dropped to 20th, and then all the way to the number 4 seed. Coming in at number 3, Diana Zavjalova. She was the leader after 2 rounds. She's the only player this season to make the show in all 3 major championships. Made the show right here at the NBS at the Queens, then at the U.S. Women's Open. 5th place finishes for both of those. And now she's guaranteed better than a 5th place finish, but she wants her 3rd major championship and 5th career PWBA Tour title. She has won the Queens twice, but she will be looking to add a Tour Championship title to that collection. Also going to be looking for her first victory since 2018 on the tour. The number 2 seed also is, it's been a minute since she's been in the winner's circle, looking to break that streak at the place of her lone PWBA Tour title. That is Shannon Pluhowski, the lone left-hander on the show, the lone left-hander in match play at the Tour Championship. Shannon put herself in great position with a strong finish to round 2 to move into the top 5. And then she just took care of business yesterday. Throughout the course of the 8 games, moved up one spot, never could quite catch our tournament leader. She made it a little bit closer at the end, but Brianna Cote, we'll talk about her in just a minute, but her stretch to kick off competition yesterday really put her in the best position to get this top seed and break down a couple scenarios in a moment for her. But for Pluhowski, her lone title, the 2006 Queens here at the National Bowling Stadium, defeated Liz Johnson to accomplish that feat. Can she win a second one here? She, too, is making her second consecutive major championship appearance. Also made the show at the U.S. Women's Open. She finished 3rd in that event. Finally, Brianna Cote, our top overall qualifier, averaged 257 out of the gates for her first 5 games yesterday to move from 2nd to 1st. And from there, the lead was big enough for her to just kind of put it on cruise control. She did what she needed to do in the last 3 games to maintain the top seed by a reasonable margin. Cote has had a phenomenal week already, finishing as the runner-up as the top seed at the Reno Classic on Tuesday to Zavala. And then a 9th place finish at the Pepsi Classic Thursday to set up this great run at the Tour Championship. In addition to potentially winning her first major championship, she's 1 win away, her 3rd PWBA Tour title and 2nd of the season. That little $50,000 first prize that we tossed out there as well. Cote has Player of the Year in her hands. She can lock it up a few different ways. First and foremost, the way she wants to take care of business is win. Win, no matter what happens on the show, she is the 2021 PWBA Player of the Year. There is a scenario as well. O'Keefe is the only other player in contention. If O'Keefe loses the opening match to Zavala, then regardless of what happens on the show, Cote will be Player of the Year. However, if Shannon O'Keefe wins at least the first match, then Cote is forced to win the title to be Player of the Year. So we will run that down a couple more times before we get through everything here. But that is the scenario that we're looking at. Let's bring Curtis back in. Lanesa, Curtis.
How are we doing now?
We're still good. We're great.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I have the best seat in the house right now, maybe besides the Bowl TV viewers, so we can see right what's happening right now. The players are warming up. They're starting to get into the swing of things. It's not much time left before we kick off, about 47 minutes for looking at my clock. And I was hearing you describe all the different storylines, Aaron Smith, and you got to know that Shannon O'Keefe is going to be motivated to come out the gates firing, because she knows what she has to do to capture her 3rd consecutive Player of the Year award. And I'm very excited to see that she feels like this hasn't been her best season, and obviously it hasn't, which is still funny because at the end of the season, she's bowling for a major and the Player of the Year award. So you can understand her very high expectations for herself throughout the season.
Absolutely. And, we talked about, fighting some injury bugs throughout the course of the year. She did miss an event this season due to her coaching responsibilities with McKenzie University. The Bearcats were competing at the Intercollegiate Team Championships during the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. So she did miss one event along the way. So obviously something I know for Shannon, if you asked her, she wouldn't have thought twice about which event to attend there, even knowing the scenario and what it is now. But she kicked off the year with a win, but that's also where we saw some of the injury bugs kick off at the Kickoff Classic Series. So I know during the Hall of Fame Classic, the final event of that, she was starting to feel a couple things, but says she is 100% and ready to go coming into Reno this week.
Yeah, she really thanks a couple of things. One, a chiropractor and massage therapist that really helped her out, kind of loosen up her it's really along her side, and that really affects your powertrain when you're talking about a bowling approach. You know, if your side is hurting, it affects your hips, your ability to drive your legs, and it'll affect your swing as well. So it's essential and it's crucial that she be loose and ready to go. She looked like she was throwing the ball great. She looks as relaxed as I have seen her in a very long time over the last week. So I'm interested to see Shannon O'Keefe. She's going to be bowling Stephanie Zavala that opening match, and it's a story we just can't get enough of, Aaron Smith.
It's truly incredible, and for the year that Stephanie has had, was planning to become a rookie in the 2020 season. Obviously, with everything that happened in the world, she was unable to do that due to the tour not happening in 2020. So waited for 21, kicked off the year at the Twin Cities Open, and you know, she took a couple events to get her, you know, get comfortable out on tour life, if you will, the ebb and flow of what a block, what an event feels like. And in her third event, just after that, she's like, okay, I feel comfortable, and then boom, took the title at the Greater Cleveland Open. And one of the things that I really took away from that moment, and it's kind of showed her resiliency throughout the course of the year and how she's grown as a player, is that she had an early open in the title match of that event, taking on Brianna Cote, ironically enough. And she said, you know, in previous years, if she was in that situation, she doesn't think she would have been able to, you know, really refocus, bounce back, and get back into the mix of making a run at the title, because Cote, obviously a fantastic player, a great player, was off to the early lead. And she said, you know, maybe a year or two ago, I would have basically written off that game and, you know, still would have competed, but, you know, maybe didn't have the just the mental fortitude to really get into it, get back into it, and reset and refocus. This year, we've seen that time and time again, that no matter what happens to Stephanie, she is able to bounce back. And then the ultimate case of this, of course, Curtis, 96.
Yeah, I mean, you watch it unfold, Aaron Smith. You watch it unfold, and you're just like, well, she's just, you just don't understand. It's just impossible to conceptualize how a score like that can come about from a professional bowler. And it's just the perfect coalescing of incidents, right? But what really impressed me about this is, you know, she owned it afterward. And I was expecting to see her demeanor be downtrodden, you know, shoulders slumped, you know, frustrated. But literally minutes after the game finished up, she was joking around with one of the ball reps and just kind of laughing about it. And that's really all you can do at that point, is just sit and laugh and say, hey, you know what? That one wasn't mine. And then for her to come back literally the next game and throw the front 8 and shoot 260 is, we were hoping she would get what we like to call affectionately the double century mark, meaning you beat your previous score by more than 200 pins. But she'll take the 260, and everything else after that's history. She finished the block pretty strong. You know, she never gave up, and if you never give up, you give yourself a chance. And shooting the 820 to start the day, and then just slowly but surely. And this is what I say, Aaron Smith, and this was what makes it probably one of the more impressive things I've seen in bowling, to my knowledge, and is we've seen runs like this, you know, throughout history. U.S. Open, Pete Weber comes to mind. He was 250 off the show, and he made a great run, and he ends up winning. But this is different because Pete Weber at the U.S. Open, he could shoot 230 and picking up 30 pins against a bowler, and, you know, picking up the bonus pin, so he can get there. Nobody else had the look that Pete Weber did. Stephanie Zavala had the same look everybody else had. Everybody had a 240 look. And for her to overcome that is just incredible. It's just really an amazing moment in PWBA history.
100% agree. And when you talked about the scoring pace, it's, I mean, if you look at the top 5, the low average on the show is 222. So not necessarily the grind out conditions we're used to seeing at the U.S. Women's Open when you're winning with 190 and 200 and you feel like you're shooting 230. You literally have to go out and shoot 230 plus every game to even think about making a run like that. And then she obviously decided to add about 30 to 40 pins to each game along the way in her amazing run to the top five.
Yep. And, it's just one of those things where she has nothing to lose at this point, because if she doesn't win, right, she still did something historic and incredible and people are going to remember it. If she does win, then she will cap off perhaps the greatest comeback in PWBA history. So I mean, that's either going to work in your favor or against your favor. But I think she's going to take it and just run with it, because she has shown, as you have said, to be just stone cold. She's ice cold in high pressure situations, and this is another opportunity for her to figure it out. But man, is she going to have a tough challenge against Shannon O'Keefe, who has all the experience, the moxie, the drive, the pedigree, everything you could ask for in a PBA player. And so it's going to be the ultimate test for her.
It's going to be the first match of our CBS Sports Network broadcast, which starts in less than 40 minutes, folks. So we know you're getting excited for the show, getting set up, getting your popcorn ready. The winner of the O'Keefe Zavala match will take on Diana Zavjalova next. Shannon O'Keefe is the number 2 seed. There's Curtis right there. The young Jedi is lost in his ways. So for folks wondering, Curtis is a Jedi. There's been a lot of speculation whether or not he's Obi-Wan or if he's Luke. We will let him explain his attire here momentarily when we get the chance. But he's actually going to see if we can grab an athlete to chat with real quick. So we'll have that set up in just a second. But once again, we're so close to being ready for the show. Less than 40 minutes. Dave Ryan and Kelly Kulik going to be on the call for CBS Sports Network.
So bright.
So Curtis looks like he's just about ready. We welcoming in our number 3 seed for the show, Diana Zavjalova.
Aaron Smith.
Curtis, I'm going to throw it to you. Take it away.
Can you hear us all right? All right.
Yes. I'm so loud.
I know. I have Diana Zavjalova here. Diana, great bowling all week.
Thank
Super
you.
consistent. And you've really brought the consistency over the last couple of months, really, like throughout the last part of this season. How has that gone for you?
It's been good. For me, the key was just to stay patient, stay present, and focus on positives. And that's it, just one shot at a time. And I'm really hoping that today that's going to pay off, because I made 3 out of 3 major shows. So I'm hoping this is mine this time.
Absolutely. This is obviously, like as you said, this is your 3rd major show. You finished 5th at the U.S. Open during that historic event, and then obviously you made the Queen show. What is it about majors that makes you just stand up and say, hey, wait a minute?
It pays more. I don't know. I always love the Queens, obviously, because of the format. That's my absolute favorite format. And I think going into Queens every time, I'm like, okay, I've won this event twice. So, it's like a different mindset.
Gloves off.
The U.S. Open, it's just the most grueling tournament ever. So I'm very, very proud that I made the show this year. And I don't know, just something about majors. It's like it seems more serious,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Because it's something that everybody wants to win. I don't know, just a different mindset.
Well, you'll be bowling the winner of the Shannon O'Keefe Stephanie Zavala match. What is your game plan? Is it going to change depending on who wins the match? Or, I mean, what's your game plan heading into this Stepladder today?
I'm just going to be open-minded and just see how the lanes play, because we have not bowled in that pair all week. So they are going to be different. So I'm not going to think about what I did, 2 days ago and fresh or second game. So I'm just going to come in pretending as it's a new tournament, new everything, and just read the lanes and hopefully guess right on which ball to throw.
Now, there is going to be an interesting caveat to this particular show. And if the guests at home will notice, they're using our old school lighting, which means that the set is going to be hotter. Do you feel like that can affect you? Because it has a tendency to affect oil and affect players. Is that something that's going to be on your mind? Or
I know that people don't like when it's hot. I prefer, and it's going to sound awful, I prefer to sweat like a pig than be cold. So for me, it's nice. Because I remember, I think it was 2014 or 15, I bowled European Women's Championships in Germany in August, and their AC broke at the bowling
Oh
center.
no!
And everybody was like, sweaty and awful, and I won 2 medals. I'm like, this is great.
This is awesome.
So, yeah.
Oh man, you like it when it gets tough. You like to throw the gloves down and
Yeah.
get in there. That's why you like the queens as well. So, well, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Congratulations on a great season so far,
Thank
and
you
hopefully
so
you can
much.
cap it off with a big win.
I hope
And
so.
and we'll see you next season. But you got a lot of work still left to do.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right, Aaron Smith, Diana Zavjalova, the number 3 seed going into today. She will take on the winner of the Shannon O'Keefe Stephanie Zavala match, and we are looking forward to seeing her in action on the show today.
Absolutely. Thanks, DZ. We appreciate it. And best of luck out on the show. All right, we're going to try to talk to a couple of the players once again throughout the course of this practice session. Once again, we're getting closer and closer and closer to the show. 35 minutes away. The DZ, though, once again, making all 3 shows at the major championships this season. Only player to do so. 5th place at the Queens, 5th place at the U.S. Women's Open. And will already have her best finish of the 2021 season here. Wants to move up a couple spots. And again, we'll be wearing glasses. So if this is your first time tuning in or you're waiting for the show, DZ rocking the glasses for the first time. So that's a new thing coming into this week as well for her.
Yeah, I mean, that can make a big difference, making a little change like that. But yeah, rocking the glasses, rocking the haircut, looking intimidating. So she'll stare down her opponents. And like Diana always says, she loves match play. She loves head-to-head. She loves just knowing her target and knowing who she has to beat and just trying to punch through. And on the U.S. Open show, she bowled one of the best 190s I've ever seen.
Oh, it was phenomenal. Yes.
I mean, it was absolutely pretty much every shot was buried. It just was and in the U.S. Open, it's difficult because you don't want to give up the pocket. You know what I'm saying? You're just hoping that you can carry, a couple can go your way. But man, she really, really threw the ball great. She's thrown the ball great all week this week. And so, I mean, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with because, if she's bowling relaxed, she's as difficult as anybody out here to beat.
She will be in that second match. Once again, the winner of the O'Keefe-Zavala match will face Zavjalova. Then the 2 seed, awaiting in the semifinals, had a 3rd place finish at the U.S. Women's Open, the 2006 USBC Queens champion, Shannon O'Keefe.
Yeah, Shannon, I mean, Shannon has bowled, she got married, and I mean, it's like she's coming in with a new lease on life. And I think she really has, and she's talked about it a little bit, how she's a lot more relaxed. She's not putting as much pressure on herself. She's got her family at home now, and she's just loving life, and it shows in how she's bowling. Made the U.S. Open show as well. And it's funny, you've got 3 out of the 5 players that made the last telecast on this telecast. And so, you see some of these players really making a strong finish. And Shannon is just one of those players you expect to win. And she's going to have, I think the lights, we're talking about the lights of the show. I think that might help her out a little bit. Maybe give her a little more breakdown and some swing, but we'll see.
Well, you mentioned the old school lighting,
Yeah.
KVK, and thinking about her win here at the stadium in 2006. Obviously that was 15 years ago now. So just the lighting aspect of it has changed tenfold, I'm sure, from that show against Liz Johnson. She actually had to defeat Liz twice. It was a true double elimination format.
Yeah.
And the last time the Queens had that up until this year, when Julia Bond won, she did not need the second game, but Pluhowski came in, defeated Liz Johnson twice.
That's, and everybody's like probably wondering, well, why are they sitting there talking about lights? And I mean, I love talking about lighting no matter what, but
This is true.
so I'll give you guys a quick hit as to why this is a big deal. New modern lighting uses LEDs. It doesn't produce any heat whatsoever, right? These old school halogen high-powered lights that we're using, and I can get a shot of it for you guys if you want, but they're these really high-powered lights. They put off a ton of heat and a ton of temperature. And when you put heat and temperature on oil, it becomes less viscous and it tends to break down quicker. And so transitions happen faster under hot lights. And it used to be a very big thing on both tours back before we started using the lights that don't put off heat. So it seems like just a small detail, but it is going to have a big impact on this pattern, Aaron Smith.
Pattern, of course, this week, 40 feet in length, the third condition these competitors have faced. The Reno Classic had a 37-foot condition, once again won by Zavala over Cote in the title match. And then Julia Bond winning on the 43-foot condition against Maria Jose Rodriguez in just a crazy finish to that matchup. Julia throwing the last six to force Maria to step up in the 10th. Needed to get at least 9 on her first shot in a pocket 7-10, a devastating pocket 7-10. Ended up giving Bond her third title of the year. Looks like we will be joined by Shannon O'Keefe in just a moment as well. So Curtis, when you're ready, let me know. All right, we're going to throw it to Curtis and Shannon O'Keefe, the number 5 seed.
All right, Shannon. I have Shannon O'Keefe here with me, the number 5 seed, reigning PWBA Player of the Year. It's been a week for you. Tell me about how things have gone for you this week, and how it was making the charge for the show and being here today.
It's honestly been an awesome week. I have had so much fun. I just feel so grateful. 3 weeks before I was set to come out here, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to bowl because I was battling this hip injury and this leg issue. And so I had got about 5 practices in where it didn't hurt at all before I came out here. And then I missed practice session because I was coaching my girlies at McKendree. And so when I landed in Reno, I took a big, huge, deep breath, and I'm like, okay, I'm here. And just, compete because you love it. And I did just that this week. And so literally 0 disappointment for me this week. I'm super proud of how I competed, how I showed up in and out of every shot. So it's been a great week.
It's been an emotional season for you. You've had obviously your ups and downs. You have the highest standards for yourself, and you've said as many times as I can count.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, at the end of the day, you're bowling for a major and you're bowling for the PWBA Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, when you retrospectively look at it, how has this roller coaster season been?
Well, for me, I always choose to look at the PWBA season in and season out as just a continuation of my career. And so when I look at it as just the continuation of my career, it's not always going to be butterflies and rainbows all the time, which it felt like it was going to be that way after 2019. But, I think going through the pitfalls of things and having disappointments and struggles along the way, I think if you can overcome that, it just makes you a better player. And so I'm super grateful for all of those moments because I can take a step back and I can look at it from the outside in. And I think that really helps a lot to be able to then translate that into success down the road.
Yeah, I mean, the mental fortitude it takes to just kind of take in the week in and week out. It's hard to stay on top because everybody's gunning for you all the time. And the person that's going to be gunning for you in the first match, Stephanie Zavala, obviously has had a dream rookie season and made this incredible run to get to the show. What is your strategy going to go in facing her? you got the rookie, the player of the year. It's all coming together. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that's for you guys to worry about, not me. I even through match play, I never focused on who I was bowling. I just focused on executing the best shot of my ability. At the end of the day, if I can walk away being proud of how I mentally showed up and how I executed, then to me, that's a successful day. The world of sports may not look at it that way, but for me, that's how I grade my day and how I'm competing. And it really boils down to just showing up. And so I'm super grateful for the PWBA, the USBC, the BPAA to give us these opportunities. I'm so grateful to God for keeping me healthy and getting me healthy and again, giving me a dream job coaching beautiful little girls at a school that supports my professional bowling as well. And so really for me, I'm just so grateful. And the accolades are fun. Who doesn't want those? But at the end of the day, you can't take them with you, right? So I'm proud of the continuation of my career and the things that I've learned along the way and that I've learned about myself this summer. Hopefully I can translate that and help my kiddos on their path to maybe being a Stephanie Zavala someday.
Well, you have a pretty good track record so far. You are always about self-improvement. You're always pushing yourself. You do a lot of reading. You do a lot of different things. How has that kind of mentality helped you to stay in the position you're in?
Well, you can't give away all my secrets, Curtis.
I'm not giving away any secrets. I'm not giving any secrets.
No, I'm actually, I'll say it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. I'm on this self-improvement journey. It started in May when I was coaching my college girls at the Intercollegiate Team Championships, and I decided I was going to read one mental toughness / mental help book every 2 weeks. And I just finished my 16th book. I'm halfway through my 17th book, and I'm going to do it for a year. And the amount that has helped me to overcome some of the obstacles that we've been faced with this summer has been huge. And then having this injury to go home after the US Open, it really helped to slow me down and really, focus on that and refocus to come out here and just compete free. And it is so, so fun when you can compete like that. So turning off and drowning out the outside noise so I can be the best that I can be.
Well, you are definitely the prototype of what you want to do to prepare bowling fans, bowlers. If you want to know how to be a professional, she is the one to watch. Always
Aww.
a pleasure to speak with you, Shannon, and good luck today.
Thank you so much. See you guys. Hope you're watching.
Back to you, Aaron.
Curtis, thanks, Shannon.
Thank you.
And it looks like our practice pair is now
it's empty.
It's been empty. So I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna
think
start pressing buttons, Curtis.
Start mashing. I think we might have some activity on that there TV set there, Aaron Smith.
Let's try that.
Oh, look at that.
So we have the folks making their way over.
They're doing getting a little testing the approaches, getting a little feel for what's going on. Yeah, it's starting to get. We're 22 minutes out, Aaron Smith. So the anticipation is starting to mount.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, CBS Sports Network folks, Dave Ryan, Kelly Kulik are going to be calling the action. With the scenarios, with everything on the line, with the conclusion of this phenomenal 2021 PWBA Tour season, just the season in general. Thinking back to how the year kicked off at the Kickoff Classic Series, the safety procedures and protocols in place to make that event happen, the bubble life, if you will. 3 titles came from that, though, and it was really fantastic to just be part of that, and for the season to continue the way it did. The new names, the new faces, as they continued to just show us why they're the best athletes on the planet, the best competitors in the world. It's been a phenomenal year. This is the 20th event of the year.
It's been a long season, but it's been a great season. And like I said, it's really cool to see the old and the new. And I don't mean old as in like age-wise. I mean, you have your established guard out here. You have your established players. And then you have this new infusion of talent coming in. that's just incredible, and it makes you understand that the tour is in amazing hands. You have your Brianna, your Brianna Klimmer, obviously Stephanie Zavala, Julia Bond, Gigi Mason. These players are just coming out and changing the game quite literally. And so it just makes you really excited for not only what we have now with our Shannon O'Keefes, but you look down the road and for years and years to come, the PWBA is going to be in great, exciting hands.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It was an absolute. You had moments where the PWBA players that you've grown to know and love over time. Kelly Keelich, you see her right there on set, winning for the first time since 2017. Liz Johnson with the 300 in the semifinals on the way to the victory at the Lincoln Open, her 25th. Shannon O'Keefe winning her 14th. But the young talent on tour is here to stay, here to compete, and here to win. And it's going to be, as you said, the tour is in a great shape, looking ahead to 2022 and beyond for just the amount of talent that is available from these great athletes.
Yeah, and the styles are changing. The mentality is changing. It's just the whole tour is really starting to develop, and it's really starting to come together. And this thing was new 2015 in most terms, and so you've seen this kind of build up, this arms race, if you will, and has led to this, and it's just only going to get better.
Certainly so, and the place to see it throughout the year 2022 will be BowlTV.com. Once again, less than 20 minutes to go now. CBS Sports Network, the place to be. We'll be back on lanes 23 and 24. So in hearing the conversation so far, Diana mentioned, first time on this pair, and that's going to be correct for her and the Shannons. However, Cote and Zavala both had the chance to compete on 23 and 24 due to making the finals at the Reno Classic. So they have at least got to experience what this a little bit of what this pair, this topography, might have in store for them. So potentially a small advantage in that aspect of it. And we have ghosts. There are ghosts in the National Bowling Stadium. All right, that just happened.
There are ghosts. There are ghosts. There's 3 of them. I actually know who they are.
I do too.
Yes.
But interview set up.
I will say that it's fun to have this event on Halloween, especially in Reno. We had a good time at Halloween, and I have Stephanie Zavala, the young rookie phenom coming out on tour. Already won 3 times this year, made the U.S. Open show. And now you're here yet again. A journey that is as unlikely as any in PWBA history. You overcame 338 pins in 8 games, a number that will follow you for the rest of your life. You started off with a 96. You couldn't write, folks, you couldn't write it any better. How does it feel?
Did I shoot a 96? That was so long ago.
We
honestly,
got the receipts, unfortunately.
You know what? I mean, I'm already a meme on Facebook, so that makes it a little better, right?
Yes.
But just came back. I didn't look back. Everyone's talking about the 96, but let's not forget, I averaged 216 after that, and then still had a decent afternoon block and came back in the morning and gave it all I had.
Well, and see, that's the thing, right? You shot the 96. Again, another number that's just going to kind of follow you around. You're just going to have to own it, right? But you can't. You throw the next at the front 8. Like what was the switch that went off there? Like when you buried that game in the past and you focused on the next one. What was your mindset?
Well, you can only go up from here. You know what? How much worse can it possibly get with my mentality? And I guess something finally registered in me, and I finally felt like I was being smooth again. My swing wasn't getting all funky, and I was just able to execute a few good shots in a row to bounce back.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I've told the audience before, I saw your demeanor after the game, and I was expecting it to be like stone cold face, shoulder slump, but you were joking around with reps and stuff like that. So you were able to kind of just move on very quickly. What do you credit your mental fortitude with? You've shown time and time again you can throw really big shots. You threw the first hit and attempt against Daria Payot to cap the comeback off. Where does it come from?
Just it comes from experience. Not gonna lie, this wasn't me a few years ago. I was a hot mess. A game like 96, I probably would have thrown my shoes and my balls away and walked out of the bowling alley, and that would have been that. But you know what? Like, if it was gonna happen at all, thank God it was the first game and not game 21, and to take me completely out of it. And I fought back. I wasn't gonna leave feeling like I did not do my absolute best, and I'm glad I was able to keep my head on straight.
So the other aspect of this whole show is you won Rookie of the Year. You are the 2021, and it's official, 2021 PWBA Rookie of the Year. How has it been progressing through this season and capping it off with this particular event and that beautiful trophy?
Absolutely. That was my goal coming in here. I said it to everybody since day one, and I'm really glad that I was able to capitalize and actually make it happen. Player of the Year was an outside chance, and in my eyes, I am Player of the Year. You know what? Like, I did what nobody thought I would do, and I made a name for myself. So even if I'm not coming home with that other trophy, I think I took it.
Oh, you guys heard it here, folks. She's calling her shots. I love the confidence, and it's not arrogance if you can back it up, right? So you're going to be bowling Shannon O'Keefe, obviously one of the most dominant players out on the PWBA Tour since the relaunch. She's a fierce competitor, reigning PWBA Player of the Year. What's your strategy going into that game?
All I can control is what I'm doing and what's in front of me. I think I'm calling it right now. It's going to be a high-scoring match. I mean, she's a dynamite. I think I'm the same way, and we're not going down without a fight. So I think we're going to be throwing a lot of strikes, and I just have to get one more hit than she does.
And that's it here, folks. Stephanie Zavala, the number 4 seed, she's going to be facing Shannon O'Keefe in our opening match, and we are about 13 minutes away from action time. So we'll let you guys get your mind right and get ready. Thank you so much for joining us, Stephanie.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right, back to you, Ann.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Stephanie. And folks, Curtis is not lying. We're only a couple minutes away from wrapping this show up. CBS Sports Network, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 local time here in Reno, National Bowling Stadium. See the players getting loose and practicing on the TV pair. Chris talking with Jason Thompson. There's Chad Murphy, Executive Director of USBC. Big shout out to Robin Graves as well for all the work she's done. Rob Gottschall, kind of the on-site crew this week. Of course, a big thank you to the International Bowling Campus, all the support from back at the IBC in Arlington, Texas. And of course, this season, a big thank you to USBC BPAA and their board of directors for their continued support of the PWBA Tour. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider of the PWBA. The athletes, and of course, all the fans on Bowl TV. So Curtis is going to have one more interview lined up for us here in just a moment. With the players practicing on the pair, we're going to talk to another PWBA Tour champion, Curtis.
Sometimes you just got to pivot sometimes, and I think this is about as good a pivot as you can get here.
What's a pivot?
It means when you change directions.
Oh, okay.
Boom. I have four-time titleist, right?
Yes.
4-time titleist, major winner, Dasha Kovalova.
Oh,
Been a great season for you. You won 2 titles.
thank you.
tell us a little bit how it was competing in this particular style. But before we do that, Dasha,
Mm-hmm.
she is wearing a costume, folks, but she's an artist, and I want you guys to be able to see this. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Guys, so here's my costume. I'm dead inside.
So good, and she painted this herself. Again, check out Dasha's
Today.
off today. She's fantastic. So you've competed all week. You made the Tour Championship cut.
I did.
What was it like out there competing in this particular event? The ups and downs and managing each tournament.
I think it was a little bit hard for me because I was overthinking, like I tend to do. Like I love to do it for myself, think about stuff that I shouldn't think about. But all in all, it was pretty fun, and it kind of taught me that I can get myself out of the stuff that I put myself into, which is kind of like how first event went, and then I came back, and it did boost my self-confidence a little bit, so which is a good thing because my self-confidence is at the all-time low. So
No, it says the person that's won 4 titles in bold 300 on television. You're looking back. What is, as you reflect on something like Stephanie Zavala, to overcome that kind of deficit? You guys are friends, obviously.
Yeah.
You and Julia as well.
I hope so.
You guys are all kind of get along really well. What was it like? What was your thoughts on seeing something like that for Stephanie to make the show?
I mean, dang.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Dang. The girl's a beast.
Yeah.
She is an inspiration, definitely, because the rough start that she had in the beginning of the Tour Championship, and now she's there. That shows you guys that you should never give up, and you should never doubt yourself, because if there is still some type of chance to get there, you should try and get there no matter what. And she is an inspiration for sure.
So you have this particular pattern right here.
Mhm.
What tell us a little bit about it. Step us through the shot that was out there. We know there was very high scores.
Yes.
So kind of step us through what you saw.
Well, I saw, I try to play the shim. I like to play the shim because when I try to open up my angles, my balls don't necessarily continue as well. So when I was able to do that, I had high scores. But when it went away for me, I still hit the pocket pretty frequently, but I couldn't really carry. And I think on a high scoring pattern like that, carry is pretty crucial. So yeah, got to work on that.
So who's your pick for this show? You gonna put it on the record?
I like everybody.
No,
I can't really pick because I don't want to make them hate me.
Nobody's gonna hate Dasha.
Yeah.
That is impossible, folks. It's impossible to hate her. Congratulations on such
Thank you.
an incredible season. Thanks for pivoting with us.
You're welcome.
And I'll let you, as we have 8 minutes before the start of the show, so I'll let you go take a seat and watch that Stephanie Zavala match and Shannon O'Keefe match. That's it for us here down on the lanes, folks. The CBS Sports Network broadcast, Dave Ryan, Kelly Kulik, all the stars, PWBA Player of the Year, major champion, major comebacks. It's all storylines coming for you. And we're excited to bring it to you. Don't forget to tune in. And thanks so much for all the hard work you do, Aaron Smith. And thank you so much, Bold TV viewers, for sticking it out here with us this season. It's been a whole lot of fun.
Thank you. You guys rock.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Dasha. Curtis, a big thank you to you as well for all the hard work this season. It's been a phenomenal run. We've got a great team here on the PWBA Tour, and we look forward to seeing what's next as well. But folks, Curtis said it. We have 7 minutes until the show, so we are going to go ahead. We have our own responsibilities for the show besides using Jedi mind tricks. We have to get ready for all the excitement, all the news afterwards, all the social media. So we are going to go ahead and wrap here from the pregame show at the 2021 PWBA Tour Championship, the season-ending event, the final major of the 2021 season. So, folks, with that, a big thank you to Jason Thomas, Curtis Von Kruger, Emil Williams Jr., Mike Flanagan helping out as well this season. My name is Aaron Smith. We'll see you soon. And remember, on Bold TV, bowling lives here. We'll see you on CBS Sports Network.